Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today we are going to go over a special Funko Pop that is coming straight from the Funko shop. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here. Your favorite and mine, the only man in America whose name is AA Beep Beep Barwen with the last name of blank, Aaron. We always love when we get a Funko Pop from the Funko Pop shop online. Normally it is exciting because we have an anxiety attack while the drop is happening, or even 5 minutes before it goes, and then when it gets to the payment, you think you don't get it because it just doesn't go through and you just forget to put in your credit card number. Right? Doesn't that happen to you folks? Ha ha ha! Always happens to me. But we were lucky on one of the drops and it came in this box right here. And what is in the box? Well, I do know what is inside because I had to open it to make sure that the Funko Pops were safe. It was raining outside when these were delivered, and of course, good old Dad had to open it up and make sure that everything was sealed away. So, without further ado, let's whip out this Funko Pop together, and maybe you can act like it's a surprise, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna look. It's a blank. It's a Uzumaki Naruto. Bam, bam, bam. That's right. It is Uzumaki Naruto. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, wait a second. Is this another Naruto with a Rasengan? Wrong! It's a Naruto with a Rasenshuriken. That is the Rasengan added with a little bit of wind chakra for him to have the wind Rasenshuriken. He did use this for the first time against Kakashi. Kakashi and Yamato were giving him like a fast lesson. He had to use a Kage Bunshin and, put the element of the wind. Took some time, and in the meantime, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji, and Kakashi went to fight Hayden and Kakuzu. And as they were getting their ass beat and they were almost at death's door, who comes? Water Rasengan! Wind Rasengan! Hurricane Rasengan! That's right, Yamato showed up with Naruto, Sakura was there too, you had Sai, I think No, Pankun wasn't there yet. Kakashi didn't summon him. And it was pretty sweet. It was a really great moment. We had no idea that Naruto finally learned to win Rasenshuriken. And then we saw Kakashi had a little flashback when Naruto had like a small little baby one and hit Kakashi with a Rasengan. And it burned the shit out of Kakashi's hand. And then it actually kind of brought us into when Kakashi left with Shikamaru. His hand was all banged up. And they made a comment like, yo, Sensei, you look like you're banged up. So, it all tied together. Naruto is pimp, and he finally, when he got into Sage mode, he was able to throw the perfect Rasenshuriken. Right? Fuuton Rasenshuriken. What do they call it here? Rasenshuriken? It's the Fuuton, because it's wind Rasenshuriken, because that's the shape of a shuriken being thrown. And when he first did it, he could only hold it in his palm when he hit Kakuzu, and he killed him. He did like multiple hits, destroyed like 3 hearts, and Ino was like, ew, shouldn't he been able to throw it? But Naruto wasn't at that step yet. Like I said, he needed the Sage mode to practice, and then when he fought Pain, when he popped up against Pain, he was able to throw the attack. He can only throw 2, so he saved the Sage Chakra and Mount Mukubu, or whatever the frog place was, so he can break back, turn into Sage mode automatically, and throw 2 of those bad boys out. Because that was his most powerful move at the time. We need to take this guy out and get a better look, because this Naruto Funko Pop is going to blow our minds. I know it's going to blow my mind. It's already blown my mind. Oh, man, I can't... Oh, man. Oh, and look at the box. The box is all pristine, perfect, no dents, no bruises. As you can see, it is a glow-in-the-dark Funko Pop. I do not have the lights. They're not going to... Actually, now that I guess I don't have the green screen, I can maybe do a little more black lights and glow-in-the-darks for everybody. I don't like to spoil you guys too much, but sometimes I like to. This Funko Pop, as I said, is freaking nuts. Naruto is finally in a cool stance. He's got the wind the Fuuton, I'm not going to say wind, the Fuuton Rasenshuriken in his hand. I think if this Funko Pop would have been cooler if it did have some scuff marks. I know I mentioned that on the Pain vs. Naruto one, that the scuff marks really made it a lot more intense and a lot cooler. Naruto could have had some battered up clothes. That would have looked a lot neater. But overall, I think this was a good choice for a Funko Pop. It's a little bit different. I know that it's kind of the same mold of Naruto in his Shippuden gear, and he's doing the Fuuton Rasenshuriken, but we didn't have a Fuuton Rasenshuriken Naruto. And to be fair, there is no common version of this like they did with the Sasuke with the Rinnegan. Now, the one with Sasuke with the Rinnegan, he was battered and bruised, but yeah, they could have added it. That's my only critique of this Funko Pop. I like that it's blue. This thing probably glows really nice in the dark. That's probably the only thing on this Funko Pop that glows in the dark, to be honest with you guys. I'll try to find a picture and pop one of them bad boys in the corner, but don't be too ecstatic. The whole Funko Pop isn't going to glow. I can guarantee you that. And that is going to lead us into my favorite and your favorite. We're not going to jump into those up-downs because I'm just going to tell you in advance. I want you to leave in the comments what your favorite Naruto Fuuton Rasenshuriken moment was. Were you surprised when he learned a new technique? Were you happy that he learned how to use the wind element from Asuma? Were you happy that Asuma... No. That's going into a long, different story. We're talking about Naruto. Did you think that at first, when Naruto did the technique, he was never going to use it again? Because I should have added that when he first used the Fuuton Rasenshuriken, there was a side effect from using it. Apparently, the needles or the damage that gets done when he hits was ruining and damaging all his cells and muscles in his hand. So he would have had permanent damage if he continued to use the Fuuton Rasenshuriken the way he was doing it and smacking people in the chest and damaging them like that. So I'm glad that he learned how to throw it. I'm glad, he had to activate Sage Mode, because Sage Mode is like that extra barrier and strength, and he mastered it. So I don't know. The first time he threw it in Sage Mode, I was like, what? But it is a Fuuton Rasenshuriken. Shurikens are meant to be thrown. Remember when the third did it against Orochimaru? Let's go to them ups and them downs. Funko, you sent me a Funko Pop in a nice box. It was protected. You put it in the sorter. Great. And guess what? You put in some bubble wrap. So you know what? That is getting an up. And then Naruto Fuuton Rasenshuriken. I needed to do that like that. You are getting here it is. And up. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining with 8 Minutes, and I hope you had a blast on this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave down in the comments what you want to see and what you don't want to see. And we are going to have an episode based on Naruto sad moments soon. So grab a tissue, get comfortable, and get ready to maybe you might laugh at me a little bit because the moments I pick, maybe you won't find them as emotional as I do. I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye.